Across the stadium complexes of North America, the 2026 World Cup knockout stage has arrived. Millions are tuning in for a match that could see the sport's traditional hierarchy physically rearranged in real time. For decades, the later stages of this tournament have been a restricted circle, dominated by a handful of programs from Europe and Latin America. They play with an ingrained expectation of victory, treating the ultimate prize as a legacy they are uniquely destined to protect. But Egypt has arrived with a different objective. Representing the collective ambition of the Arab and African world, they have navigated their way into this bracket by refusing to settle for mere participation. The next 90 minutes are a direct collision between decades of historical entitlement and a side that has survived its way to the brink of a historic breakthrough. To understand the resilience of this squad, you have to look at the series of physical and tactical trials they endured during the group stages. Their path was defined by attrition, not easy goals. That endurance was tested against an Australian squad that used superior height and a punishing physical style to drag the Egyptians into a war of pure stamina. When the match was pushed into a penalty shootout, the Egyptian goalkeeper stood as an impassable wall, recording a string of saves that kept their campaign alive under maximum pressure. This is the roster that emerged from that struggle, a group hardened by high-stakes defensive play and sudden death scenarios. Surviving the Australian match provided the psychological proof they needed. It was the catalyst that prepared them for the specific tactical demands of facing Argentina. Argentina's system is built to overwhelm the center. They utilize rapid improvisational movement and high-frequency passing to force defenders out of their positions. Their attack is anchored by a captain who can decide a match with a single vision. His ability to thread a pass through the smallest gap makes him the primary variable Egypt must neutralize. Egypt employs a double-layered low block near their penalty area to deny Argentina central space. This requires perfect synchronization. If one player loses concentration, the system fails. They must maintain this rigid structure for a full 120 minutes. The Egyptian plan is to suffocate the tempo. By forcing the game into a slow, high-pressure grind, they hope to physically exhaust the Argentine forwards and shift the leverage toward a late counterattack. The primary area of control is the midfield. This is where the match will be won or lost, as both sides fight for the right to dictate the pace of play. Egypt's pivot players are tasked with two roles. They must disrupt Argentina's central rhythm and immediately provide defensive cover the moment a pass is intercepted. Argentina uses rapid triangular passing to bait an Egyptian defender out, creating a lane to break through. To prevent this, Egypt will rely on tactical fouls. They will stop play whenever Argentina finds momentum, risking yellow cards to maintain their defensive shape. Whoever controls the center of the pitch will dictate the psychological state of the opposition. If Egypt can survive the midfield battle, they increase the pressure on Argentina to take risks. Argentina's high-pressing style creates an inherent vulnerability, the vast, unguarded space behind their defenders as they push forward to attack. Egypt has designed their entire offensive strategy around a single player capable of exploiting that vulnerability. This diagram shows the transition. The moment possession is won, Egypt will launch a vertical strike across half the pitch, turning a defensive stand into a goal-scoring opportunity in seconds. The threat of Mohamed Salah's speed forces Argentina to play with a divided focus. Their defenders cannot fully commit to the attack while they are constantly checking for his movement into the open lanes. It is a high-stakes calculation. Egypt's defensive patience is the trap, and a single moment of vertical speed is intended to be the finishing blow. As kickoff approaches, the atmosphere in the stadium has reached a point of maximum tension. Both squads are facing the weight of their respective missions. For Argentina, the mission is the preservation of their status. Anything less than a deep run toward the trophy is considered a failure that would leave their nation in mourning. For Egypt, a win would represent the first time an Arab nation has dismantled the perceived barrier between continental success and global dominance. This match is a collision of styles. It is unyielding systemic discipline bracing against the fluid, improvisational talent of the Latin American game. Will Argentina maintain their position at the top of the sport, or can Egypt successfully break through the established order? Tell us your predictions in the comments.